Derby County's squad is looking so much better than this time last season. But what is the best 11 when everybody is fit and everyone is available? Now I'm going to go through position by position who I think the best players are and who I think is going to be our starting 11 in just a few months' time. Once everybody is settled in and everybody is fit and ready to go. Now obviously you can let me know your best 11s down in the comments. And as of recording this, the transfer window is not quite finished, but unfortunately I am away on holiday that day, so it's difficult to get these videos done without sort of missing a few days. So shall we sort of get into the goalkeeper position to start off with? And I think we all know where that sort of stands, and unless a massive bid comes in for Zetterstrom over the course of the next 3 or 4 days after recording this video, he will be Derby County's number 1, and I don't really think there's a question mark over that. I think Josh Vickers is a solid number 2, Richard O'Donnell is a brilliant number 3, but for me I just can't see anybody taking that number 1 spot off Jakub Vidal Zetterstrom. Now obviously you can let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments, and if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. Obviously check out the likes of CD Keys, Kitbag and NordVPN down in the description. CD Keys will be linked as loaded. I'll make sure it's in brackets so you know what's going off. But shall we get into the rest of the team? Head on over to raffle.com, linked down in the description, so that you can get yourselves into the raffle to win 2 Derby County home tickets or a 2025-26 DCFC kit of your choice. Tickets start at just £1 per ticket, with a range of different bundles available to you where you can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets to get 10 free, and 15 tickets for 15 free. All you need to do is head on over to Derby County's website, get yourself a fan ID. So if you are the winner of this raffle, I can send you over those tickets, and all you have to do is enter a question just a little bit about Jamie Carragher and what club he played at for his entire career. So if you haven't done so already, head on over to raffle.com, linked in the description, so that you can join the raffle for 2 Derby County home tickets or a 2025-26 DCFC kit of your choice. Now obviously Derby County have made a huge signing in that right back position, but what sort of formation will John Eustace be playing? Now for me, I'm going to put the team together in a 3-4-3 formation, because in my personal opinion that's probably the best setup that Derby County have right now. So let's start at right wing back, because we've got players like Joe Ward, players like Kane Wilson, Rhian Niambi, and also the new signing of Max Johnston, who signed for £4 million just a few days ago. Now, these are a huge position for Derby, and for me, in my personal opinion, I don't think Rhian Niambi can play in that wing-back position. Don't get me wrong, I think he's very capable of defending that position. But in terms of going forward, I just don't think he offers enough to impact the forward line. And that's really what you need in a back 5 formation. You need your wing-backs to be attacking. You need your wing-backs to be going up and down, winning headers at your back post, to winning headers at their back post. And that's what Derby County really need. And for me, I think there's only 3 options for this position. It's between Kane Wilson, Max Johnston and Joe Ward. I think, in my personal opinion, if Derby County stick with the back 3, I believe that Rhian Niambi will be more of a centre-half option than he will be a right wing-back option, but we will have to wait and see sort of how that progresses. Now, my first choice right-back will go by the name of Max Johnston. I just think we're not spending £4 million on a 21-year-old fullback if he's not going to start, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying that Kane Wilson won't get plenty of minutes, but I do think that Max Johnston just takes the edge at this current moment in time. Now, if we go through the 3 centre-half positions, if everybody is fit, for me, I think it's a really easy conversation. I think Sondre Langas starts at right centre-back. I think you've got Dion Sanderson as in the centre of the 3, and then I think you've got Clark on the left. Now, obviously, those 3 can sort of rotate. Sanderson could be on the right with Langas through the middle. I think all 3 are very, very capable centre-halves. And I think it leaves 3 very, very good centre-halves on the bench as well, in Danny Bart, Jake Rooney, and also Curtis Nelson upon return from injury, as well as Craig Forsyth, who can fill in. Rhian Niambi can fill in. We've seen Ibu Adams play in that back 3 as well on occasion last season. So there's plenty of players in that position. And for me, I think we're in a very, very good position in that centre-back position. So far, the team is looking like this. Zetterstrom in goal, Johnston at right wing back with a back three of Langas, Sanderson and Matt Clark. Going on to the left wing back position, obviously you've got Forsyth, Elder and Owen Beck. Now, in my personal opinion, I don't think Forsyth is going to play much at left wing back if we do play a back five. I think it's going to be between Callum Elder and Owen Beck. Now, for me, I think Owen Beck is the better player, but obviously, as of the start of this season, we are yet to see Owen Beck in a Derby County shirt. So for me, Callum Elder has to take that position. Now, in terms of playing a 3-4-3, that means there's two positions in front of that back five who are going to be really, really important in what Derby County do. Now, for me, the two starting options are going to cause some controversy and people aren't going to be necessarily too keen on the two options. And it's not a case of they're not good players, but it's more in the fact of a cult hero is missing. And that goes by the name of Ebu Adams. He is the player who is going to miss out for me. I think the midfield two is going to be David Ozo and Lewis Travis when everybody is fit. I think, in my opinion, David Ozo is by far a much better player than Ebu Adams. I think Lewis Travis is a lot better as well. And I think when you look at the signings that we've made this summer, do I think Ebu Adams still has a role to play? Absolutely. But if a good offer has come in over the course of the final few days of the transfer window and he ends up moving on, for me, it's not something that I think would hit too hard in terms of what is going on the pitch. Don't get me wrong, a very, very good player in terms of that defensive standpoint. But in terms of where John Eustace is wanting Derby County to go, I don't believe Ebu Adams fits the direction of John Eustace. Now, obviously, that puts us as, 7 players on the pitch now, 8 players on the pitch now, with Zetterstrom in goal, a back five of Johnston, Langas, Sanderson, Clark and Owen Beck. But obviously, Callum Elder has to start at the moment because Beck has never played. You then look at the midfield two with Ozo and Travis, and then people are going to be questioning what is that front three and how is it going to work. Now, there's many different ways you can do this. You can play with a 10 and 2 9s. You can play with 1 9 and 2 10s. You can also play with a 9 and 2 wide wingers, which ultimately take that responsibility of attacking off those 2 wing backs. But in my personal opinion, it's going to be 1 9 and 2 10s. And for me, I think it's going to be Clark, I think it's going to be Brewster, and I think it's going to be Morris as that number 9. Obviously, there is the opportunity to move that about where the likes of Agyman could play up front with Morris and you could play Clark or Brewster in behind. You can obviously add Andy Vyman into that front three as well. And I think whichever way you play that front three, you can play the 2 10s and 1 striker, or you can play the 1 striker and 2 10s, whichever way you want to play it, and whichever of Derby's strikers you put in those 3 positions, I think can do all 3 roles. So it is going to be very, very interesting to see how it does develop across the course of the next few weeks once everybody is fit and everybody gets the opportunity to play. But it is going to be interesting to see how John Eustace shakes it out at Derby County. Now, obviously, that does leave the likes of Ebu Adams, it does leave Kane Wilson, Kenzo Haldmine, Patrick Agyman, Lars Jorgen Selverson. It leaves so many top players on the bench, which I think is actually a step forward for Derby County and something we should actually be looking at in a positive light. Now, you can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Obviously, check out Kitbag, CD Keys and NordVPN in the description. By using that link, you can support the channel and also get yourself a product. CD Keys will be noted down as loaded, but I'll make sure CD Keys is in brackets so you know which link it is, and I'll catch you in my next video later on. Bye bye.